Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Quaddie Poddy. Cashy, joined by Nick. How mates?
Good, mate. Doing well. Oh,
Whoa.
sorry. That was in the background. Yeah, not too bad, man. Doing good.
Mate, we got a big show tonight. We've got a few people calling in for the first time. It's going to be a lot of fun. We've got a lot of tips to do. But as always, we just got to quickly touch on the weekend that was Epsom Day, a day we traditionally dominate. We got stripped out.
Yeah, I know. Not a great day. You got down to the track, which was good. I didn't. Started red hot. Majida with the win, and I thought we were on.
Oh, yeah. Thought it was going to be a big day after that.
But yeah, Apocalyptic got up, which was good to see. I know a lot of the people loving that. And we had pretty much every bet going into Via Sistina, and a lot of bets we had, and yeah, no good. So Delius looks to be favourite for the Cox Plate now, which is awesome to see. What else? Private Harry coming off our board today, which we will talk about. Officially a fraud.
He's being taken off fraud watch. Like, usually the way this works, guys, the way this works is that if we were to be putting a line through them, it means official fraud. They're not going to do anything. If it hadn't gone out to spell, the line would be going through him. But like now, what are we putting a line through him for? Like, he's not racing again this spring. So simply, we're just going to rub him off here. He's being removed from the board honourably because of the pulling up lame, heading out to the paddock. Shout out to the Corinda boys for really having a crack with him, but just turns out that he wasn't really up to this level. Who knows what's next for him, whether it's stud, whether it's an autumn prep. But shout out to the Corinda boys and Nathan Doyle for having a crack. Yulong now take, I believe, one of the Godolphin horses. I believe Bayvakt or one of the other Godolphin horses is going in the Yulong slot. I mean, Oak Hill's still going to be on there. Gringotts gets a chance to come off this week. Cheerwolf, I mean, do we put a line through Cheerwolf? Is he an official fraud? Yeah. Give me the marker. Where's the marker? Yeah. Let's put a line through Cheerwolf here because really, he's had the world at his feet this prep, and he's yet to give us anything of substance. Yet to give us anything of substance here. So Cheerwolf, line goes through you, mate. Official fraud, Cheerwolf. Woderton gets his chance this week. Favourite in the Caulfield Guineas. Vauban, do we take him off fraud watch? Because that was a good run. Got held up. I reckon he would have placed in that Metropolitan.
Yeah, I think he probably stays on.
Stays on fraud watch?
Yeah, he's not he's close, but because at the same time, if Woderton runs a good race and comes fourth, you're very quick to take him on.
Fair enough.
So we'll leave him for now.
Do we put anyone on? Do we put an Aliana on? Because, gee, she hasn't really progressed, has she? Chris Waller even came out and said she hasn't really come up this prep.
I think we leave her for now. She's on the looks. Gringotts might actually race for once this weekend.
I know, eh? Gets his chance finally, 7 weeks later.
Yeah, I'm happy to leave it at that for now.
Okay, I'll give you the marker. We'll put the board down. I reckon after this week, there'll be certainly a lot of frauds going on the board.
Ying Rising.
Ying Rising, geez. We'll talk about that in a second. But yeah, what a day it was, Epsom Day. You know, the people's horse gets up, Apocalyptic. You get Autumn Glow as well. Just, again, you can argue that she hasn't beaten much, but now she's Group 1 winner. She's, won the Epsom. It's traditionally one of the best races in the country. Still probably not the best horse in the country, in my opinion. I've still got either Sir Delius or Via Sistina. Take your pick who's 1 and 2 there. And then Autumn Glow sitting in third. What about you? Do you think she's the best horse in the country now?
Not yet. I think Sir Delius has definitely got a big case to make, and obviously Via's had a long-standing form line for her. So a little bit to weigh up, but she's not far off.
Yeah, look, I think
she had everything against her on the weekend.
Oh, yeah. From that barrier as well, but she just did it with ease again. He says, we're not going to Cox Plate. Removed her from the Cox Plate. It's either King Charles or Golden Eagle. My mail is she's headed to the Golden Eagle, which I think is the right move there. I think she could beat up on that crew, especially since Lady Shenandoah likely doesn't end up there.
Yep.
Aliana doesn't we know Aliana's not ending up there now. Angel Capital might not even end up there now because of the Everest. All of Chris Waller's boom 4-year-olds that we thought this race is going to be chock full of, it might only just be hurt. So she's got the Golden Eagle at her feet now if she goes there instead. But I mean, let's talk about who we think is the best horse in Australia or has been knocked down a peg now. That's Sir Delius. G was really good, but Via Sistina, do you think she just peaked on a run? She had every chance, or do you still think pass mark?
I think Sir Delius was exceptional. So it's always going to be hard when you come across a horse that is running at its best. I think that's the best run we've seen from him. It's hard to say. It's close because at the end of the day, you're only as good as your last race, I think. So the case is definitely there. V's done it for a long time. But this is, the new one to go around. And no one really had that in the top 5 a couple of weeks ago. And he's there now, and he's definitely should be in most.
Yeah, Cox Plate favourite now, I believe, or very close second elect, a firm favourite in the Melbourne Cup, which is annoying to me because I think if you go back to one of the earlier episodes this spring, people were asking, who's your Melbourne Cup tip? I said Sir Delius because I do like that winter prep into the spring. It works. It's worked countless times. It's worked countless times for sprinters going into an Everest. It's worked countless times for horses going from the Stayers races into the Caulfield Cup and Melbourne Cup without a fight did a couple of years ago. Sir Delius is now that horse to do it. And I really like the residual fitness they come through. But now he's just going to be such a short favourite, especially if he wins the Cox Plate. I hate backing favourites in the Cup. I don't really want to be the guy that does our runner-by-runner Melbourne Cup predictions and then just go at the end of it. Yeah, I'll take the $2.90 favourite. I'll take the $3 favourite. But I do think I'll be having a bet on him. If we do our betting, if you had $50, how are you going to spend it? I'll be covering him, that's for sure. And I might bet around him to see if I can get him beat. But I think, honestly, Cox Plate-wise, I still have Via Sistina as the number 1 seed coming into it because Aliana apparently hasn't come back, as Chris Waller said. Okay, there's no guarantee she even goes to the Cox Plate now. Definitely no Caulfield Cup. But you have Treasure the Moment maybe as the only other real danger. But really, I think Via Sistina is better than her. I think Sir Delius, while has shown that he can beat her, I'm not sure he's going to be a Valley horse. Okay? He was a bit unbalanced going around Caulfield, let alone Moonee Valley with that tight turning track. And we know Via Sistina can get it done in a Cox Plate, albeit, with the controversy of running a bunch of laps midweek. But Chris Waller, grand final trainer, okay? They're going to be primed come grand final day. She's going to be there, ready to rock and roll and put her best foot in. So I still have her as number 1 seed in the Cox Plate. How about you?
Yeah, I'm not going to argue with you and your favourites, especially some of those Waller girls that he has. You've always been had a lot of favourites there. There's multiple that we can all name. Mm-hmm. But top seed, I think Sir Delius deserves it. Like I said, didn't put a foot wrong. And, definitely scary. So we'll wait and see. I think those two will be at the very top of the market. You never know. You got to wait for the field. So we'll wait and see.
It's fair enough. Well, another field that has tons of implications coming out of the weekend and the last couple of days is the Everest. So we know Private Harry's now out. Jimmy Star and Briasa put in hell of a runs on the weekend. Briasa from the front, Jimmy Star from the back. And Ying Rising's trial. What do you make of all of it, mate?
I'll start with the trial. I personally, not watching it live, I thought, geez, he looks like he's just jogging and he hasn't really, none of them really look like they were doing much. And then it's obviously come out, Zach Purton said that he's going to need to improve. But he didn't look like he got out of first gear at all. That's what I kind of saw, in my opinion. Still going to be hammered in. I don't know if this is just something to try and get a bit of pressure off. Maybe, I don't know.
I wouldn't blame him. Who wants to be on the $1.20 pop?
Yeah.
Try and go like, hey guys, maybe he isn't a lock. Please stop yelling at me and telling me that I'm going to be the worst jockey in the world if he doesn't get up. But I mean, I was there. 300 people odd were there, which was great to see for a trial of all things. You didn't even see that in Winx days. It was amazing to see. And after it crossed the line, Twitter blew up. Oh my God. The race is so open. That horse isn't winning anything. It's not even going to run a place. Geez, Car Ying who, Car Ying that.
Definitely helps the market.
I mean, honestly, it's going to be better than $1.20 anyways. But how many times have we said on this pod, it's winning, but it's not an attackable price? You don't want to bet on it anyways. All of those horses on the world pool, because of those rich Hong Kong billionaires piling into it, are going to drift out to $10 plus, every single one of them. So you can bet around her on the day as much as you want.
You might get certain bookmakers across the board that will pay out for a second place, like you did see a couple of them do for the Epsom for Autumn Glow. There's going to be markets there where if you think someone else is better and you're going to get that $10 odds a lot of the time. So it's going to be a good race to unpack next week for sure.
Oh, yeah. And guys, make sure you're here next week. We go runner by runner and break down the Caulfield Cup and the Everest, telling you pretenders and contenders. There are going to be a lot of pretenders in the Everest chat, that's for sure, because, I mean, the only real contender could be Ying Rising if you want to argue that way. But at the end of the day, I am not a trial expert, okay? We go to the 2-year-old trials and we base our tips off who's been crip walking, okay? So I am no trial expert, but from what I saw on the day and what I've seen in the replays and what I've heard from all of the chatter that's come out of it, was it the most amazing trial in the world? No, but it was a trial, okay? Race day is still over a week away.
Yeah,
okay?
For sure.
He's going to rock up on race day, ready to rock and roll. Otherwise, they wouldn't have brought him. Does he come out and demolish them? Or does he win by a lip? Or does he lose? Honestly, that's for race day to decide. But you can't tell me that he is not going to be 10 times better than he was on trial day on race day. It's a trial, guys. I think you're reading way too much into it. That's just personally me.
That's what I think as well.
Okay, and the other Everest implication that came out of the weekend was Mulberry Racing chose their slot with Jedibeel. And I made quite the stir on social media about how it's a joke. It shouldn't be in the field. Look, I might have come off a bit harsh. I do respect them for having a crack. They own the slot, so why not put your own horse in? I just think, in comparison to some of the other horses in there, that's just crazy to me. But to be fair, I said it with Giga Kick. I said it with Knight's Choice. So it probably wins now. You better load up on it. But not only did my comments get the attention of a lot of people around the racing world, it got the attention of Mulberry Racing themselves, and their head racing manager, Lockie Sheridan, sent this in to the hotline.
Boys, how we going? Good to be on the show. Lockie here from Mulberry Racing. Cashy, I saw your thoughts earlier this week about the Everest race in general this year, and our selection of Jedibeel as our runner. Look, big fan of the show.
Thank you, mate.
Love it. It's all love at the end of the day. But how about a little side bet for the race?
Oh, here we go.
I'm thinking maybe if he can beat 3 horses home, I back him to be able to, run a top 6 sneakily.
Okay.
But let's say he can beat 3 horses home. You have to go to Randwick, Golden Eagle Day, wearing the Mulberry Racing silks and cap. Back the colours, like just a little promote the colours, promote the company. What do we think about that? Let me know if you've got any alterations to the side bet. But let me know what you think. Cheers, boys.
No alterations there. I think it's a great idea. When he called in, I was like, you know what? That's good. That's a bit of, adds a bit of fun to it, adds a bit of spirit to him. And we've agreed to get him live on the pod. We're going to give him a call now and see if he picks up here.
Boys, how are we?
Lockie, how are you, mate?
Good.
Mate, we've just played the side bet out to everyone watching. If Jedibeel is able to beat 3 horses home in the Everest, I've got to go to Randwick Golden Eagle Day, head to toe in Mulberry Racing colours. Mate, I love it. I love that.
You got to dress up. It is Golden Eagle Day. They are gold and black colours. It fits.
It does fit in the end. But yes, again, mate, I apologise. I hope I didn't come off too harsh on social media by making fun of you and the crew.
Don't back it up now, mate. Just because you're on the call, then you can't take it back.
No. Nah, not at all, mate. Nah, it's all love and fun.
So with Jedibeel, was it always the play to take him in the race, considering you guys own the slot?
No, well, we're always, obviously you always think about it because we owned the horse. So, look, it was always there, but definitely not. We wanted to see how he came back. He had a bit of an interrupted start to the prep, missing the Concord, which was frustrating. We thought it was, that race set up pretty well for him.
Yeah.
And watching the race on race day was pretty frustrating because it would have set up well for him the way he drew in that race. But look, we just wanted to see how he came back, and he didn't. He drew wide and didn't get a great run in the shorts, which frustrated us. Kieran probably didn't know how to ride him properly yet.
Yeah, okay.
And then we had that run on the weekend in the Premiere, and probably should have ran third if we got that run up the inside. So we were pretty happy to go off that, considering, that's kind of that really, with two of those chances, Briasa and Jimmy Star in that race, to us kind of looked like that's your Everest form race.
That's fair enough.
And so, that kind of, and obviously, we own the horse, so the deal you have to do is a lot easier and more beneficial. But yeah, we kind of knew the reaction it might get, but yeah, is what it is, I guess. But definitely wasn't a guarantee the whole way along. We definitely were considering a lot of different horses, using a lot of data and ratings and odds and all that to weigh up all these decisions and talk with a lot of parties. But it came down to that in the end.
Could you reveal potentially any of the other horses you'd tossed into the conversation or even had conversations with their owners, or do you not want to reveal that sort of thing?
Oh, look, like we definitely looked at, after that, what was it, the Moya?
Yep.
Look, we spoke to Bennett Racing and Barrackeel, and then obviously they had to stop. We never had any real serious conversations, but just kind of threw some feelers out there to a couple of horses. But we definitely considered a lot of different options throughout the process. But we came into it pretty late this year, for our first year, so we didn't have as much time as the others to kind of have those conversations.
Yeah, of course. So how long do you have the slot for? You got it for a couple of years now, don't you?
Yes, we got it for 3 years. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
So we're kind of, it was not necessarily. We didn't really lease the slot to looking at this year, I guess, kind of looking more towards the future. We've got a lot of young horses coming through that we're kind of backing to get to a decent level, hopefully.
Fair enough. So you reckon he's going to finish top 6? Did the trial of Ying Rising make you even more confident in that? Are you seeing the trials of all the horses going around and thinking, yeah, you know what, my horse, the little engine that could actually give them a fair shake here and surprise a lot of people?
Look, people were, I think, as Australians, I think we like to, we like to bring back to earth the favourites a bit.
Yeah.
We don't like, we like an underdog story. We don't like seeing $1.50 favourite, for example.
For sure.
So I think it was pretty easy off of that trial. Everyone thought he was going to come out and piss in by 5 lengths. So I think it was pretty easy, running third to overpass and a horse that runs over a mile 2,000 to tear down that trial. And it was pretty interesting what Zach said after. That was probably the most interesting to me about, not really handling the ground and being, not fit. But look, I still think he's a
very, very, very good horse. So it's going to be tough still. But yeah, look, you never know if we can draw a gate. That's the big thing for us, I think, drawing the inside gate.
Yeah. Do you reckon you'll try and push him forward and just try and outrun him, or?
Oh no, he doesn't race like that. He needs to be kind of cuddled up, I guess. Yeah. But I think the quality in the Everest will definitely help him. He'll have some better horses to follow, definitely.
There's some good bunnies to chase in that field, mate.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, 100%. So if we can draw an inside gate and just posse up behind something good, I can't see why he can't run a cheeky race.
Yeah, well, I'll back you in because I'd love to see Cashy in the silks on Golden Eagle Day. I love that.
As I said before we got you on the phone, mate, I've given the kiss of death to Giga Kick a couple of years ago. I said it was a joke that he was in the field. And then I said Knight's Choice in the Melbourne Cup. I'm pretty famous for saying that was a joke for being in that field. So, I mean, load up. You could win now that I've said that you shouldn't be in the field.
Yeah, it's kind of given me a bit more confidence, actually, when I heard you say it. So.
I love that, mate.
Oh, mate, thank you for joining us. We really appreciate it. We will be rooting for you to at least do something. I'm pretty confident I'll be in a suit and tie on Golden Eagle Day, but if you do, mate, I will more than happily come grab those silks off you, and I'll walk around all day telling everyone if they've heard the name Jedibeel and never forget it again.
Look, appreciate you having me on, boys. And look, might catch you out there on Everest Day, but no, it'll be a good day. Appreciate it,
mate. Really appreciate it. You have a good one.
Cheers, boys.
See you later. How good is that?
Unreal, mate. Unreal.
That's good.
Okay, it's good to squash the beef.
It's good. It's good to get a little bit of insight into that as well, which we haven't really done that before on the pod.
First time ever.
I must say, I'm seeing the numbers now. This is the most people we've had live, and everyone's pretending to be different names here. We've got Chris Waller, Jamie. Everyone here is going nuts.
Is that what you were pointing to earlier when you were trying to? Yeah, I was seeing it pop up. Everyone's like, Nash, Ying Rising's in the chat apparently as well. I like that. That is good. It's good fun. So there's a lot of people that are on. We've made the bet official now. So if Jedibeel is able to beat 3 horses home in the Everest, I will go to Golden Eagle Day wearing the gold and black Mulberry Racing silks, and that should be a lot of fun. I'm more than willing to eat my words and wear the silks on Golden Eagle Day if they do. But like I said, I'm pretty confident that I'll be going in a suit and tie. But by all means, I respect them for having a crack. I know I came off like a bit of a dick on social media, but who doesn't love an underdog story? For sure. If you're in the chat now, give it a like as well. We've got one more call out to get into, mate. If you joined in last week, or if you listen every week, Geordie from Stock's Bloodstock always comes in. And he's always talking about Woderton, and he talked about getting kicked out of the races last week. And yes, we were a bit unsure why, so we want to know why he got arrested. So he got arrested at Randwick. Was it Rosehill? Rosehill, I believe. But let's just give him a buzz. Let's give him a buzz and see if he can explain it to us.
G'day, boys.
Hello, mates.
How are we?
Oh, we're good.
I think everyone here is ready to hear the story the mock community wants to hear. We've been waiting a full week for this.
Mate, even Ying Rising's in here.
Yeah, there's a lot going on in the chat, and I love it. Absolutely loving it.
So tell us, mate, what happened?
Just to clarify, I did not actually get arrested.
Oh, okay. That makes it less.
Yeah, just to clarify.
Come on.
Yeah. But so, at the races, if you're under 18, which I still am, you've got to wear these green fucking wristband things.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then I was with my dad and he, waiting for Wotan to, come into the parade ring. And then he went up to buy a beer from the bar, and then I went to get a bottle of water. And this little security guard goes, "Oh, where's your wristband?" And I was like, "Oh, it's in my pocket," because I took it off.
Okay.
And then he's like, "Oh, okay, we'll just put it on." So he rings these other blokes. These 2 blokes come over and he goes, "Oh, he's full, interrogate me." And then he asked to see me and my dad's ID to prove we're father and son.
Right.
Yeah.
And then he goes, "All right, well, you gotta leave." And I was like, "Oh, bro, come on, man,
not before Woderton."
It's like, "Oh, bro." Yeah, I said, "Bro, I said, just give me like 20 minutes, like, and I'll go off. And then, yeah, he goes, no, you got to leave. And yeah, it's just it's fucked up. Like, yeah, it's like, frankly, it's just wrong.
Oh,
Yeah, wow.
all over
So
the
I'm not. It's frankly disgusting. Also, I'd just like to clarify that guy before. I think Wotan would finish in front of Jedibeel in the Everest.
I mean,
so
well,
yeah,
it's fair. We'll let you make that call, but he's not in the field.
Yeah.
He's in the Caulfield Guineas instead. What do you think of his chances this weekend before we let you go, mate?
Unbeatable.
Unbeatable. He's the favourite. I didn't expect him to go up favourite.
Yeah. Barrier 8, you should come into. James McDonald, be 3 back, 1 out, win by 2.
Well, there you go.
Good luck,
Stocks
mate.
has told us it's unbeatable in the Caulfield Guineas.
Unbeatable.
All right, mate.
Unbeatable, boys.
Well, thank you for the story.
I honestly, I was expecting more. I was expecting some juicy details, like you punched someone or you punched a horse or something. Or
Mate,
I didn't know what you did.
Nah, I'm not a violent offender.
Oh,
no, you just don't wear your wristbands.
Yeah, just keep your wristband on next time, mate.
Not sure I'm allowed back, but yeah. Appreciate you having me on, boys.
No worries,
thanks, mate.
Have a good one.
See you later.
You too.
All right, there you go. Not arrested, but kicked out for a water bottle just because he wasn't wearing his wristband. Unreal.
Jedibeel would beat up Wotan in a fight.
I reckon Jedibeel would beat up Wotan in a fight. You're 100% correct. But no, it's been a good start to the pod, mate. And speaking of Caulfield Guineas, it's an exciting announcement that we need to make. People have been clamoring to hear when's the next horse that we're buying into so they can join us. And we have just so happened to have bought into a horse that was sired by a horse that came second in the Caulfield Guineas behind the one and only Animo. He was also a Champagne Stakes winner, Group 1 over the mile. That is Captivant. We've got a Captivant Miss Chaparral colt with Monarch Racing. And
shout out to them.
If you don't want to wait around a couple of years for your horse to get to the track like we had to with October Star and She's a Sort, which is fair enough, we were happy to wait, and it's paid dividends because they're now absolute jets ready to take on the world. But this is a horse that's heading to the trials soon, guys. It'll be racing soon enough as well. It's about to get named, so you're getting in at the very last step. If you want a horse that's going to be up and running soon, it's a 2-year-old that's going to be going to all the 2-year-old races. You got to get on board.
Yeah. Well, look, I'm going to put it this way. It's at the end of the day, we're not making anything off this, but we've seen a lot of interest in obviously our 2 horses that we got with Monarch Racing at the moment. She's a Sort and October Star. And if you like the content you see and you like in the community that we're kind of building and you want to get involved, I think 1% is only just about $1,000. So if you want to get involved, send us a message. There's not much left.
22% left, and I reckon by the time we're talking Caulfield Cup and Everest next week, that'll be gone.
Yeah, for sure. So if you want to get involved, send us a message in the next, literally a couple of days because it's going to go. But I know there'll be at least a couple of you that'll want to get involved with us. And yeah, it'll be great. If you want to see, there's going to be lots of content on your horse, which you won't get from anywhere else, really. Monarch does it the best. And then you've also got us who is going to talk about it a lot more. So you're going to get more than you'd see on any other type of horse. So if you're already kind of interested, get involved, send us a message and we'll put you in the right direction. So
yeah, so either DM us on @themocksports on Instagram or head to the Monarch website, which is in the link in our bio, as well as the link in the show notes. And make sure you're inquiring about the Captivant X Miss Chaparral colt and tell them the Mock Sports sent you. We're making this another mock horse. You've already seen how fun it was with She's a Sort. October Star will be hitting the track soon, and so will this 2-year-old, okay? He's eligible for the English Millennium. He's eligible for all the big 2-year-old races. Who knows? We could even maybe get to a slipper, fingers crossed, knock on wood. But Richie Litt is training him out at Warwick Farm. It's going to be a lot of fun. Do not miss out.
Easy. All right, mate. We do not have the hotline this week because we've just had a couple of calls in. I'm going to get into the listener questions, though. We did have quite a few. We're going to have to probably start picking people now because there's plenty. Charlie
Pick the best ones, yeah.
Treasure doesn't lose 2 on the trot.
I mean, we'll discuss that a bit later.
Yep. Treasure at the moment is an easy multi-value. Already has beaten better, leads the way.
Oh, I don't know about that. I don't know if it's a moral, that's for sure. Or a multi-moral.
Gus Augustine is via washed.
Nah, I don't think she's washed.
I'll
explain why in a couple minutes because I know there's a question coming.
Haydo asks, "G'day lads, your thoughts on if the Might and Power should be still a Group 1 small field yet again?"
Look, it should still be a Group 1. Don't get me wrong. It's not the fault of the race. It's the fault of Racing New South Wales putting on races at similar distances for bigger prize money. Okay, we've got a $2 million Hill Stakes Group 2, and I'm pretty sure the Might and Power is worth just over half of that. So that's why all those horses who probably wouldn't even be winning a Might and Power Stakes, they'd probably be making up the numbers, but they're preferring to make up the numbers in an easier field, in an easier race, rather than go take on the Buckaroos and the Treasure the Moments of the world.
Bailey Martin was Private Harry's Group 1, the most overrated Group 1 considering his recent form. I think you got to give him a bit of a forgive. Like we said, it's gone lame and it's not coming back in this prep. So
you got to give him autumn if he even comes back in autumn to really see that.
But I can consider a case for it for sure. Pat Strafford, what a run by Deakin and Turnbull, each way cup chance.
Yeah, I mean, ticking over nicely for the cup. They all start to come out now. Anyone can really be bet on for the cup. Knight's Choice won last year, so anything can win.
Tom Kitten get a win anytime soon from Oliver Pascoe.
I think he's going to run a place in the Cox Plate, just quietly.
Wait and see. Kai Harper. This is a funny one. If Woderton loses this week, can stocks go on the fraud watch board?
Woderton will be getting a line put through him if he's not putting in a good run this weekend. Seriously. He's now favourite in the Caulfield Guineas. I am shocked that he's favourite, but if he's running down the track, we're putting a line through him. Let's end this conversation.
What odds would you like Kai Ying to have a bet? $2 plus.
Yeah, you'd need $2 plus to get a bet on, I reckon.
$1.70 for a multi filler for me.
Fair.
That's my kind of go-to. $1.70 for a multi, $2 on the head. Anything under that, you're down bad already, I think. So Dillis is the best horse in the country from Jack Bye. Not a bad call, mate. And we'll go 3 more. Toby asked if you had $1,000 put on one horse this week, who are you putting on?
I guess that'll be revealed for our best bet. Unless you want to talk about yours now. We'll wait till the end of the pod.
No, we'll go to the end. Does Giga Kick get it done in the Henley? Jack Timmer.
Look, you never know with Giga Kick ever since that injury he had. I'm going to let him go around without my money on, just like I usually do with that horse now. But he's all a chance in the world, that's for sure.
I'm going to go 2 more. Jasper Langley, who I know is in the chat. Thoughts on half yours for the Caulfield Cup, and love the golf vid Cashy.
Oh, thank you, mate. The golf vid, if you want to watch that, it's on our channel now. I play some seriously shitty golf in Fiji. I mean, I don't know. It ticked over really nicely in Turnbull. What did you think of its run?
Yeah, it was all right. Like I said, I not a big futures guy with a lot of, especially the big ones. So
especially the cups.
They're going to be a lot of grand finals for a lot of horses. So you're not too sure where everyone's kind of going through at the moment. So we'll wait and see the field before, but definitely a good chance.
Fair enough.
Last one. What is the number one thing you look for when selecting horses to tip? Is it form, over distance, etc.?
I'm a big form guy. So if they've beaten a good horse, or if they've come second or third, or put in a good run behind a good horse, I usually take that. That's the first thing I look for. What fields have they been running in? Are they facing an easier field or a harder field now? That's what I look for.
Fair enough. I'm a big, how it goes at the distance, track form as well. Track type, and weight's one
You're a big weight guy.
Weight as well. So everyone's a little bit different, but form obviously goes into it as well.
I just want to quickly address one of the questions you didn't pick there. I can't remember who asked it, but he asked, is the reason that Aliana and Versastina are going so poorly now because of the heavy track first up? I think that's a part of it. I think it's a 2-part play here. Yeah, okay. So I think it's a 2-part reason why Aliana and Versastina aren't firing at 100% at the moment. I think 1, the heavy deck first up probably took a little bit more out of them than they were expecting first up. But then 2, I think that was Makybe Diva Stakes run. They're basically half a run behind everyone else because that's not a full run. They jogged the entire way and then they had to sprint the last little bit. Okay? I think they're only just a little bit undone because of that shocking pace. They had to walk. It wasn't really a proper run, in my opinion. They call it a glorified trial in the end, and I think I agree with that. I think that's the reason why they're not exactly humming, because a bit of a heavy track took a bit out of them first up, and then Makybe Diva Stakes, left them a bit underdone because they didn't get the full run. But again, grand final trainer. Chris Waller will have them humming come the grand final, that's for sure. He's going to make sure he puts enough work into them to get them fit and firing for the grand final. That's another reason why I don't think they're firing at their best, because it's not their grand final. I'm sure Chris Waller loves picking up Group 1s like they're pieces of candy, but really, this whole prep, the eyes are just on the Cox Plate. As long as she's good for the Cox Plate, that's what he'll be happy with.
Easy, mate. Let's get straight into the Randwick Rundown.
Rosehill this week, mate.
Sorry.
Track's currently soft 5 because we've had a bit of rain in the last couple of days, but I believe that's going to dry right out. We'll get a good 4 on the weekend. Rail is out 2 meters for the entire circuit. Gross race to start. I'm on the highway for once, mate. The highways have switched back to me for the 1,500 meter Class 3 highway. I'm setting on Buenos here. 2 really nice wins to start the prep. One coming from the back, one coming from the front. So you see that she's a bit of versatility there. No matter how it jumps, it's going to be able to settle somewhere and still hopefully put in a strong effort. What I really like with this horse is the country apprentice that has rode her every single start has been allowed to follow her to the city here. The trainer has said, no, you've been riding it. You've been going good. You're going to come to the city with us. Screw getting a city jock on. You're going to ride it. And I mean, no one's going to know this horse better than Rebecca Pragg, and her claim gets this horse all the way down to 53 kilos after carrying 59 kilos in her last win. So we spoke about how weight is a big factor. That's a 6 kilo drop in weight. I reckon she puts in a great effort here at the price of, because the price has been updated, $8 to win, $2.60 to place.
I'm going with Write Your Own here, $19 and $4.50 for a juicy price in the highway. For giving its last run before that, it's had a very, very solid prep. So, yeah, it's a good price for me to have in the highway because it's a bit of a dartboard. As we move to race number 2 at the 1,400 meter, benchmark 72 here. Pretty simple. Alabama State. First up looked pretty good.
Yeah.
Pilker, I'm sure. He did send us a message at $4.80. It's looking good and it's drawn nicely. So,
yeah, he said not at all phased with the draw, especially after some scratchings come out. It'll only come in even more. Should find a good spot and hopefully puts them to bed. Almost put them to bed last start, but just, gets the extra 100 meters now to really stretch out. I'm very confident that Alabama State can get the chockies here. Surprised that it is not the favourite off of that last run, to be honest. I'm really surprised that Medela comes in here at your favourite. I know there's the Manal form there and from, the big races and dropping back, but I think Alabama State should be favourite here. As we move to race 3, 2,000 metres, benchmark 88, straight to the point here, pocketing. Bizarre to see him on the week back up considering how poor of a run he went last week. Nothing really went to plan for him. He was a bit wide no cover. He was a bit crunched up. He didn't really run on. But, I mean, they must be confident he's 100% ready to go and they, think he's near a win. So they're backing him up nice and quick. He's going to have that fitness from last week. I'm keen to see if he can bounce back here. I'm happy to back him in at $10 to win, $2.75 to place.
I'm taking a Jeter, one for me, first race of the day last week.
Another week back up.
Another week back up, $3.70. Going to be riding at 50 kilos as well.
Feathers.
5.5 kilos lighter than last week with the win, so hopefully can get it done. Moves to race number 4, mate, the 1,200 meters. Pretty simple here. I think Mahuna wins this race. Won first up. Broke the curse pretty nicely and looks to be the best horse in this race. Beedman's the only real one that I think is going to challenge it, but I think Mahuna should come out on top for this one.
I mean, you got some really good horses in this race, but who am I to jump off Mahuna? Okay, like you said, broke that super curse. I've followed it its entire career. I've had a bet on it every single start. Who am I to jump off it now? I'm just going to back her till she fails. Kind of like Manal back in the day. Okay, I'm just backing her till she fails. $2.05. She's well found at the price, but I'm happy to have her Mahuna to be finding her spot, nice middle draw, stronger slate, run over the top of them, and dig and dig and dig and win the race. Race 5 here, the 1,400 meter listed Tap Craig. Interesting race here with a lot of random 3-year-olds that haven't really done a lot with their career here, Nick, but perhaps we might see a new star put their hand up here. I like Farnsicle. The market likes him, and for a good reason, was super behind Mahuna last start. And obviously, I just discussed how much I like Mahuna. Gets a big jump in distance as well. I believe it's a 300-meter jump in distance and didn't really get going till really late. The 1,100-meter last start was just a bit too sharp for it. Should relish the rise to this distance here. I think it's going to be very, very hard to beat. One of my more confident players on the day at $2.80, Farnsicle.
A hope for me, $5 chance here. Tommy Berry on for the ride. Second place last start at Warwick Farm. Looks good for me, and we'll have a look. Move to race number 6, mate. 1,800 meters here. This is a bit of a different race, bit of a harder race to say. The bigger fields are obviously a bit harder to pick. I think within the law is the rightful favourite. Definitely the best horse in this race, but has drawn an absolute car park.
And that's a very bad thing at Rosehill.
Shangri-La Boy is one last start that I looked at for a while, but I'm going to settle with Federalist. Fourth place looked all right. It's going to bounce back a little bit better here. $5.50 Federalist.
Mate, I tell you what, realistically, within the law should be winning this race. If it didn't draw that car park, that would have been it's running here. Okay. Automatic bet, next race. Thank you. Its form, way better than this. Its ability on paper, way better than this. The week back up would have her absolutely primed to be winning this race and comfortably. But I just think, I know she has some good barrier speed, but that 19th barrier is super, super hard to win from, especially at Rosehill. So I'm going to be sticking away from it. But if you're still confident in it, by all means, back her, because on paper, she is the best horse in this race and gets 2 kilos on them being a filly. But I'm with you there, mate. Shangri-La Boy spanked his rivals at this track last Wednesday over 1,800. No, sorry, not over 1,800, over 1,400, I believe it was. And now looks like he's just going to eat up the 1,800. He looked like a big, strong lump of a thing. Strong through the line. Didn't get going to his best till that last 100 meters, even though he was well clear of them. Don't think the distance should be an issue. I think at $8, great price. Also paying $26 in a Spring Champion Stakes if you're interested in that. I know you're not. You don't like playing the futures, but if you're a futures person out there, potentially put a $5 each way on Shangri-La Boy in the Spring Champion Stakes. As we move to race 7, the 1,200 meter Group 3 Division Sprint. Gangster Granny. I'm going back to the well here because last start we were all over her because of the Autumn Glow form, which obviously has been franked now. It came out and won an Everest. Obviously, that's not a sprint. That's a mile race of the Everest. Did I say the Everest? Sorry, it came out and won the Epsom. Obviously, that's not a sprint. That's a mile race. So, I mean, this is a sprint. It's a little different, but still one of the best horses in the country. Can't argue with that. Its very next start, the one we're talking about when we thought, it's going to piss in, got beaten by a horse called Manal, which has again come out and won since. Great form to be had. I think if it can't win this, it's just no good. Okay? The market should be short on this horse considering the form that it has. But if it's not being able to win this, then clearly it's, it's just not as good as we all think it is compared to the form it's got. So Gangster Granny for me here.
I'm going with a bit different form, but still good form. $5.50 for In Flight last start. Behind Headwall and Lady Shenandoah is good form for me to go off. 200 more meters will help, I think. And before that was absolutely flying. So In Flight for me, the Joe Pride horse. And that'll be mine. For the 7th, race 8, 1,900 meters, Lindemann, $2.30. Has come back really nicely this prep with a win. And then obviously the second place last start behind Fangirl. So, and almost beating her as well. So Lindemann for me. Drawing the outside is the only real concern, but should get it done.
I like Kingswood here at $10 to win, $2.60 to place. I think he's a great chance. I mean, Lindemann on paper, best horse by a country mile, but 15th barrier, has speed drawn on the inside. If there was no speed drawn on the inside, I'd say, yep, he's going to kick to the front and he's just going to run him into the dirt. But you got plenty of horses here that could actually hold him out, and he could be 3 wide. No cover coming around the bend, that first turn going around, and then he will have to choose, am I going to go all the way forward or if am I going to slot in? And that choice also takes energy out of him. I just don't think he's going to get it all his own way. If he got it all his own way, automatic bet. But I want to get him beat here. I think Attrition has a chance here. I think Kingswood has a chance. I think Elamaz has a chance. I think Kovalika has a chance. Faulkner Park, Bois de Jean. The whole field has a great chance here to get him beat. And I've settled on Kingswood. I mean, John Allen's also come here to ride specifically him. He's given up riding on a Group 1 day in Melbourne for this. So I think he can get it done. Wide open race. He might not be as fit as them considering it's his second run in a year, but I really do think he's going to put in a great run here. I also quite like Elamaz at each way. I might go same race multi for both of them, top 4. So even if they don't win the race, might get some place odds and I might get a nice multi there. I think it should pay pretty good considering I don't have the favourite in it. But that's how I'm playing the Group 2 Hill Stakes as we move to the 1,400 metre open class Allen Brown handicap. Jeez, wide open race. Half of them should have been in an Epsom but dodged Autumn Glow and came here instead because it's worth just as much money. Another bit of Racing New South Wales shooting themselves in the foot, let alone shooting Racing Victoria in the foot. Look, I'd be all over Headley Grange if it wasn't for the shocking barrier. So that makes Within the Law, Lindemann and Headley Grange all horses that I would have lumped a lot of money into if it wasn't for those barriers. But again, if anyone's still keen on it, I'm not going to knock you for getting on. I said it on Will He Do It. Scratched from the Epsom. He was at one stage second favourite behind Autumn Glow. They apparently got a knock to the eye in the yard at some point on Saturday. But now it's all good. They're much better. Apparently comes here instead of Melbourne. It is double nominated. I think it has a better chance here, so I think they're going to stay in Sydney. Pericles also franked his form from his last start. He ran behind Pericles pretty all right. Pericles came out and run a pretty good race in the Epsom. So $14 to win, $3.60 to place. Only thing is he just can't get too far back with that really big field in a Rosehill. He'll run out of clear lanes to the line. But yeah, will he do it for me?
Bosusto for me, $12, $3.50 for a place. First up looked nice at the distance, and I think this is the best distance for him. Can get it done, and I think it's a good price to have at $12. So that'll be mine in the 9th. As we go to the last, sorry, can I just say race 9 is the absolute quaddie killer I've ever seen one.
Oh, yeah.
Race number 10, last one of the day at Rosehill, 1,100 meters, benchmark 78. Roseland Stars, your favorite, $2.80. But it's going to be Polyglot for me, $3.90. Been very unlucky this prep. Going to go one better here. Last race, should get it done.
I'm on Polyglot as well. I have been chasing this horse all prep long, and this is his last chance. I'm not backing it again if it doesn't get it done for me here. I do think it wins, but I've backed it every start this prep, and it's gone. What's its record? Second, third. All you could say is unlucky, but yeah, Polyglot for me.
Loving it.
All right, mate, we move to the Great Spring Tip-Off. And boy, oh boy, didn't last week have a bit of a shake-up to the standings. I'm not that far behind you anymore. I think I'm just over a point behind you. So the Spice Gauntlet is being thrown down for the loser, and it's no guarantee that it's going to be me in the hot seat. We got 3 big races, all in Melbourne. We got race 6, the Might and Power, race 7, the Toorak, and then, of course, race 8, the Caulfield Guineas. Take us through the very slim field that is the Might and Power. 4 horses.
Yeah. We've got Light Infantryman, Buckaroo, He's a Shocker, Globe, and Treasures at the Moment. That's 5.
Light Infantryman confirmed to be in Sydney. It will eventually scratch. So yeah, 4 horses only for the Might and Power. Geez, doesn't that make you get up and about?
For sure. I think Quinnella's locked in.
Yeah.
That's for sure. Don't know how much that'll pay.
Won't pay a lot. It reminds me a lot of when Zaki ran around at like $1.50 and then got rolled by Proper Bill. Yeah. And I believe I was really mad because I don't think I was on her that day because I got sucked into the Zaki train and I got really pissed off that I let my girl Proper Bill go around without me and it won.
There you go. Treasure at the Moment for me, $1.75.
It's not a lot of points, but it'll be points.
Yeah, there's not much you can really say if you want. It's no third dividend obviously. So,
but in the tipping comp, I will say to anyone listening, in the tipping comp, we give you points to third. So you'd be very hard pressed to not get any points in this race. You'd honestly, some people will be out there backing He's a Shocker, hoping it runs third and snagging 18 points.
If that's the case, I might just go for He's a Shocker.
Yeah.
If we're backing it's $18.50 for a place.
It's just got to beat one horse home and you get $18.50.
He's a Shocker. Why not?
But you think Treasure of the Moment wins?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, for a point, you're going He's a Shocker.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, like I said, guys,
stupid not to.
A lot of people comment on our socials going, what the hell? Like you went Lord Penman in the Epsom? It's not just about wins in the Great Tip-Off. We're looking for points. We're looking for the best, person that's able to be consistent. And if you can go for a big place points like that, and then if He's a Shocker somehow wins, I'll start eating chilies now, mate.
Yeah.
But I'm going to go on Buckaroo purely because I do think it's going to win over Treasure of the Moment. I'm very confident that Buckaroo wins over the Treasure of the Moment. After this, it'll be a choice between Caulfield Cup or Cox Plate, I believe. Melbourne Cup not definitely confirmed this year because they're still not sure if it's going to run out that distance. But I do think that it looked amazing in the Underwood, just getting beaten by Sir Delius. And we know that Sir Delius has come out and franked that form. $2.50 is a great price to have. I think it'll probably, once that scratching happens, come in closer to $2.20. Treasure of the Moment will probably come into $1.50 or less. But But yeah, I mean, Buckaroo for me. So if you're playing this race, guys, you know that Nick thinks Treasure of the Moment wins, but he is tipping. He's a shocker for the tip-off, which is completely different. So yes, Nick can tip a winner in Treasure of the Moment and still get 18 points with He's a Shocker, but I'm on Buckaroo straight out. I'm not going for that point play. I just think, yeah, Buckaroo's going to win. I may as well back him in.
Fair enough.
Take us to the Toorak, mate.
I'm Thunderstruck Race. This is always the one that makes me think of him back in the day.
Fair.
Desert Lightning, Pinstriped, Evaporate, Feroci, Sepples, Trans, Lazura, Willie Do It, Like a Lucy, Damas Rose, and Athanatos. I can't read. Sepples for me looked awesome last start. Can get it done again. $3.90 is the price I can have. Taking it very nicely in the tip-off.
Fair enough. Like I said, Willie Do It nominated here and in Sydney. I do believe he's staying in Sydney, but even if he does go to Melbourne, I'm not going to be on him here because I do think that this is a harder field and there is a horse that I think can beat him here. Seeples is going to be hard to beat. I don't love its jump in form though. Jump in weight, from 52 kilos all the way to 57 kilos, and Craig Williams jumps off. He was just keeping the seat warm because Ethan Brown couldn't make 52 kilos, so Ethan Brown was always going to go back on here. So if anyone's concerned why Williams is off, that's why. Okay, it wasn't a case that he doesn't think it's going to win. It's just the fact that Ethan Brown was always going to ride here. I'm going for a J-Mac double here with Lazura. He said after it crossed that line on its first run this spring that this is going to be a Group 1 horse.
Wow.
Okay, this is going to be a Group 1 winning horse, and it gets its chance here to win that Group 1. Came out and was just super gritty the next start at Flemington as well. Now gets up to the 1,600-meter mile. It's just looked super strong every single race. I'm backing it in again to go 3 on the trot. J-Mac Waller combo. Sometimes the classics just work. So, yeah, Lazura for me.
Fair enough.
Let's unpack this Guineas, mate. It's a hot Guineas.
Yeah, you've got Rivellino. Wodenton's your favourite at $3.70. Vinrock at $8.50, who should bounce back well as well. Nepotism, which I know a lot of people that watch the pod do like as well. West of Swindon, Vega for Luck, High Vol, Navy Pilot, Autumn Boy at $4.40. Also, we didn't mention before, we did a podcast with Monarch Racing as well, which will come out in the next couple of weeks to months, and he's got a good story about Autumn Boy in there as well. So
very true.
That Space Rider, Prestige Olay, I read that wrong. Hillier, Stay Cosmic, Planet Red, Romantic Encounter, Observer. I'm not even going to try that one. And Regal Award. You want to try that one?
Sentu Kavadi? I don't know.
Sentu Savadi.
Yeah, maybe. All right. What are you thinking in the race, mate?
Big fields are always tough. I think you're gonna be able to find some value out of this race for sure.
He's gonna do it, isn't he?
Yeah, I'm gonna do it.
You have to, because you've said he's gonna win a race.
Yeah, I think he'll be well suited to this one. Drawn nicely. Should get it done. Wodenton for me, $3.70. I wouldn't be surprised if we see someone at odds get up, like Nepotism, maybe. Yeah, there's a couple there for sure, but I think he hasn't put a foot wrong, and at worst, he's placing for sure. So,
look, I'm not saying that he's going to run poorly. I just can't see a world where he is favourite in a Caulfield Guineas, especially after all that we've been through with this horse, all of the failed runs that he's had, all of the bad luck that he's had.
Who are you starting as favourite there?
That's a good point. Honestly.
Like that's the
probably
way
Autumn
I look
Boy.
at it is. Wodenton hasn't had a bad run.
Yeah.
Autumn Boy had a bad run last start, which people are going to have to forgive, which probably stopped him from being the favourite. Wodenton hasn't put a foot wrong and has been there and thereabouts every run in his career. That's my kind of look at it.
It's a fair enough call. I don't think Wodenton's winning the Caulfield Guineas. I'm sticking with Autumn Boy, and I'm very confident on Autumn Boy. Okay, first up run we know was just fantastic against the bias on that day. Second with Golden Rose, I stuck with him, and unfortunately he let me down a bit. But I think it's a forgive start. Was wide the entire way, and tempted. Oh, sorry, not tempted. Sorry, Bavak just put them all to bed in the end. Anyways, I think you could say that every single horse in that race, other than Bavok, had a bad run. I mean, he still closed off pretty nicely. He was just wide. He peaked. He didn't really get to the right position. But I think he gets it here. First barrier, no real excuses. He should jump. Hopefully, doesn't get the lead because he's not really a leader, but should find his position. All he needs to not happen with him is getting caught up on that fence. But Damian Lane, he'll get the elbows out. He'll make sure that he gets a clear lane to the line. I'm super confident in his chances. I've been confident in his chances all spring long. I'm not going to jump off him here because if he wins, I'll kick myself. I'm even going to joker him. I'm going to throw my first joker out.
Wow.
Double points for me with Autumn Boy, and especially if he's a shocker places, I'm going to need those double points. But yeah, Autumn Boy, I'm super confident that it wins the Caulfield Guineas. I'm surprised it's not favourite, but I do see why it's not favourite because of the failed start last run. But yeah, Autumn Boy, I think Damian Lane is just going to find the right spot and he's going to really flex his muscles that he did up in Queensland during the winter. $4.40, $1.80 to place. That's, if it stays that way, that's 6.2 points, double it up, 12.4. I'll take it. Yeah, I'm jokering Autumn Boy. I'm confident that it wins the Caulfield Guineas.
Awesome, mate. Loving that. Around the grounds, what do you got? I've got mine ready to go.
Hit us, mate.
I've got race number 2, or is it? No, sorry. Race number 3 at Caulfield. It's Young Werther at $6. And then in the last at Caulfield, She's Bulletproof at $6.50 is one that I can have.
Fair enough. I've gone race 5, King Zephyr at $1.80. Good horse. Wouldn't be putting a lot on it considering the price, maybe even chucking it in a multi, but I do think that it wins. And race 10, I'm going against you there with Amina at $3.80. I think its run was serviceable enough in the Manikato to back it up here and put in a good run. And Eagle Farm race 1 don't often go up there, but I've spotted that Court d'Azon in the first at $4.20. It's a 2-year-old race. And its sire is the one and only Captivant. So I'm going to back in our new sire of Captivant to produce a good couple of babies. And let's get on the Captivant baby, okay? I'm pretty sure it might be even Captivant's first runner. So let's test out this sire. Let's take him for a spin. But I mean, even if this horse runs no good, ours will. Because, you know, it's just got that mock touch. It's got that mock and monarch touch. But yeah, Court d'Azon.
For sure. Let me read the quaddy out, mate. What I want you to do is go to the hotline. There's people that want to be heard.
Okay.
We have to do a quick one. Quaddy for this week at Randwick, we got Rosehill, sorry. Race 7, In Flight, Gangster Granny, Mont Supreme and Infancy. That's 1, 3, 6, 14. Race 8, you got Lindemann, Elamaz, Kingswood and Nutrition. That's 2, 6, 9, 10. Race 9, you've got Willie Do It, Mr. Mbini, Gringotts, and Bususto. That's 1, 5, 10, 12. Race 10, Polyglot, Amazing Eagle, Rosalind Star, and Confess Our Dreams. It's 1, 3, 4, 7. $50 gets you 19.5% as always. We're going to do best bet around the country, mate. Best roughie around the country, and then we'll
finish it off with the hotline.
Finish it off with our hotline.
Okay, so my best bet around the country, I've basically already explained it. It's Autumn Boy. I really think he's going to show us what he's made of. He's had a couple of luckless starts. Now he gets to show us the star that he is and potentially kicks onto a Cox Plate. Whether he runs well on a Cox Plate, that's neither here nor there. But I think he's one of the 3-year-olds that actually would be justified in a Cox Plate this year.
Mahuna for me.
Fair.
So
fair enough.
Lindemann a close second.
Best roughie?
I'd probably have to go with the one I tipped in the highway at $19. Write Your Own. I think very, very, probably wouldn't say too confident, but more confident, and I like the price as well.
Fair enough. Mine last week, HUGE Kibo ran unreal. I thought we were going to get it up. I was like, oh my God, first best roughie of the week to get up here. I took the $6 odds for the place, though, and the 6 place points for the tip-off, that's for sure. My best roughie of the day, Succulent.
Oh, it's a mock.
Democracy Manifest, okay. I know that he's probably past his best now, but his best 100% can win that race. And until he is like running dead last by a mile, I'm still going to make cases for him that it's not a waste of money to throw a couple of bucks each way on him, okay? Because he keeps putting in honest efforts. And the only times that he's getting smashed is by horses like Autumn Glow, which you can respect. It's Autumn Glow. So at $51, Democracy Manifest, I don't think is the worst roughie that you could put $5 on this weekend.
For sure, man. All right, get this up and we'll wrap it up.
All right. So I believe Corey Thompson.
Corey Thompson.
Okay.
Apocalyptic Man.
Man, oh man, oh man. What is there to say, really? Fuck. She is so good. Honestly, bro, like, who can stop her? Who can stop her? Let's be real. There's nobody that can stop her. But anyway, as we look forward after she won that Group 1, we look into the future. Guess what? She's back next week. She's going to Melbourne to race in the 1,000 Guineas. There is one problem, though.
There you go.
Tommy Berry's booked in Sydney that week.
That's Everest week,
but
mate.
It does not matter because Mark Zara will be jockeying Apocalyptic for the first time. And I'm very, very excited. If he could do it 2 years in a row in the Melbourne Cup, he sure as shit can do it in the 1,000 Guineas.
Damn.
She's going to go back-to-back in Group 1s, boys. Like, she's so fucking good.
That is some hot mail. Cozza, thank you, mate. I'm glad we played that.
Love that.
Love that, mate. Love the confidence. Love the news. Backing up into the 1,000 Guineas. Mark Zara to ride. Unreal. The People's Horse kicks on. We'll be able to have a bet on that next week. And speaking of next week, tonight was big. Tonight was probably one of our biggest shows of the year, thanks to the calling in aspect of it. Next week, it's going to be the biggest show of the year, not named the Melbourne Cup preview. It is the Everest and Caulfield Cup. Join us, 7 p.m. Wednesday night, live. We are going to go through the entirety of Everest Day, most of Caulfield Cup Day. But what we will be doing is the Everest, runner by runner, sorting the pretenders from the contenders. Who can win and why? Who can't win and why? Who should we be betting on? Caulfield Cup, contenders from pretenders. Who could be winning and why? Who won't be winning and why? We do it every year for the Big Five. We got Everest, Caulfield Cup, Cox Plate, Golden Eagle, and Melbourne Cup coming your way this year. And it's going to be one hell of a show. You do not want to miss it, do they, Nick?
No, should be good. Thanks for joining in. We had a lot of you in live today. Subscribe if you're not already. Love your work. Next week's the biggest one, one of our biggest ones. The next couple of weeks just going to ramp up even more and more. So make sure you subscribe, like it, so we keep popping up and reaching more people, and then we can bring you some cooler stuff as well. Pilates is booked in next Friday.
It's booked.
So that'll be coming out.
Not next Friday, Friday after. So in about 2 weeks' time, we'll have the video filmed and we'll be editing it and putting it up.
For sure. All right, lads. All the best. We'll see you guys next time.
We'll see you next week for a massive show. Don't miss it.